Reny has helping clients embed and adopt AI applications. Reny, what are you seeing in the market now and what's changing?
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much, Dina. And before I respond to that, I just want to say thank you to all of you for dialing in today. And it's amazing just to be part of this amazing kind of female Titans panel. It's been an honor, and looking forward to the next hour discussing this topic. But around your question, so going back to your question, Dina, what am I seeing in the market and what is changing? So before I start, I mean, just a bit about where I started, because whilst I've been working the data field for about like 20 years or so, I've actually only been actively working in the machine learning AI space, say about 2015. So I think that's when I first started my first program, my first client. And even in the short space of time from then to now, I have really seen some shifts in terms of how clients are adopting this. And you know, and I kind of, if I try to chunk it up into three kind of main themes. Now, number one, and it's actually really quite exciting as I see how it's evolved. But number one, how organizations are actually picking their use cases, where to focus on, is evolving. So previous adoption, you know, back in the day, I always say back in the day, back in 2015 and 2016, you know, a lot of the adoption around AI was very specific around resolving specific kind of issues or standalone kind of pain points. But what I'm seeing actually right now is a lot of our clients and organizations, they're actually looking at end-to-end journeys, right? End-to-end journeys, and they're looking at how to augment that existing journey rather than trying to create a new one. It's about, look at what we have right now, keep the human in the loop, the parts that work, that's really good, that's really higher ended value. But where it works using AI, can we augment that? And actually, that shift is what I've really seen in terms of the adoption itself. So the confidence from what I'm seeing in a lot of organizations greater, and really, you know, greater impact in terms of the output of the use cases itself. Number two, a road to scaling is also clearer. And this is quite difficult for me, because this is where I've probably personally really had the biggest challenge in the past few years, is around you know, how clients can adopt it and scale it quicker. But what I've really seen changing is technology and modeling techniques have really improved, very promising. And you know, and what we're seeing, you know, is in industries that I work in financial services. But you know, things like in health spaces like healthcare, we need domain specific knowledge bases for a lot of the models that we build. How can we do that faster? How can we scale quicker in a way we're still safeguarding our data? So you know, and so the introduction, I was really quite excited where, you know, you have where you have a lot of the big cloud providers or LLM providers. They're now coming up with more specialist large language models or generalized models. Is very promising. Even the emergence of federated machine learning, which is a bit more to go. However, just the early results is very promising. So those are the things that I feel like it's going to help with scaling.